Hey everyone, I'm here today to walk you through and show you some of the sounds of ElectroFuzz, which is a new contact library from Sick Noise Instruments. This one's going to be focused around sounds inspired from the cyberpunk genre, so specifically something like the video game Cyberpunk 2077. If you're familiar with that score and the songs used in it, maybe you are familiar with the kind of sound that we're going for here. So let's listen to a demo track real quick so everyone has an idea. Alright, so there you get an idea of some of the sounds used in context in a track together. Every single one of those sounds was from ElectroFuzz except the instance of one drum kit here at the end. That is the only instrument that is not from ElectroFuzz there. So let's start with the beats here. The beats are all available in the contact instrument assigned to the different keys. So I have the full sequence down here on the C. And then the keys above it are the different stems. Now, what I also want to show you is that you can bounce any of those to audio. So I bounced one of those down here, so it's as a WAV file, and then I use the slice tool here to chop it up and reposition it and make your own patterns this way. So let's go and look at that bass line here because there's a lot going on with that one. It kind of moves the whole track forward. So as you can see, it looks pretty simple. There's just one note. And where the magic comes in with that one is the low pass filter. So here's the cutoff for that filter. And this is the resonance slowly going down. So let's look at that as I play it. So you can do things like that, you can make it nice and choppy and pulsating, or you can do some slow sweeps like this, or a mix of both. So if we play that sequence, that bass without the effects, it's much quieter, much more simple. So I added a phaser and distortion to that. Especially distortion brings out the resonance and those harmonics a lot better. So another thing I added to that was one of these impacts. So this is the impacts instrument here, all mapped across the keys. And we have a synth and a pad kind of ending that intro sequence here. Together, those sound like this. So again, we can look at the filter here. Let's start with just that synth. And the pad sounds like this. So have that big sweep at the end. It helps transition to the next section. Where I introduce one of the plucks here. Again, crazy things going on with the cutoff and resonance. I also introduce a new bass line here. Again, cutoff and resonance for the filter is going to play a big part in the movement of this sound here. So you hear how the reverb and the distortion, it all kind of combines together to get that really nice cyberpunk otherworldly type sound. Let's go to the other bass line here. Again, a common thing you'll notice with the basses here, the filters, cutoff frequency and the resonance, using them together to get a really kind of screaming, squelchy type sound. This one here is a second impact that I layered together along with the beats, and then one of the risers, which I took and bounced to audio so that I can line it up perfectly to hit right at the end of that sequence. Let's look at the fourth bass that I use here. Now I transition this part with one of the falls. These can be very, very long. So normally I would recommend you bounce those to audio as well. And we can see exactly where that starts and ends there. But there are a variety of these mapped across the keys, just like the other instruments. So really cool stuff there. I only use one of those. So everything together for that final segment with the fall, risers, everything from ElectroFuzz. I'll mute that one drum kit. It sounds like this. Alright, so there you get an idea of the different sounds that this library can produce. Now, we'll go in and kind of look at the interface and everything. Here I've got a totally new instance down here. These are going to be base sequences. So let's check some of these out and look at the interface and effects. So you notice we have a filter here, which can be adjusted and choose from all of these different filters just by clicking on that there. So you have several low pass, high pass, and band pass filters here. Let's click on the effects page there. Just by clicking FX, and then that one we can go back to the main page. We have distortion, flanger, phaser, delay, and reverb. So let's check out what those sound like on this sequence here. Go to a new one. So it adds a really nice grit to that sound. Here's the flanger on this sequence. Phaser. Let's go to a new sequence here. And of course we can combine these as well. Let's check out the delay. And then finally the reverb. So that adds a nice sense of space, and again, mix and match these to get your ideal sound. And then finally, just overview of the main page. All of this is pretty self-explanatory, but we have the panning, volume. You can adjust the pitch here, which will pitch the sample up and down or stretch it. And then there's also a tone control here. Standard ADSR controls here, and a pitch LFO right here. You can adjust the rate and the depth, and then the filters we covered previously. And then remember, of course, we have the effects page here. And then just click that to go back to the main. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick look at ElectroFuzz, the new library from Sick Noise Instruments. If you want to learn more about this library, of course, go to www.sicknoiseinstruments.com.